Welcome to Knit One, Heart Two. My name is Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie, and with me today as my special co-host is Jean-Luc, also known as Captain Picard of the Star Trek Enterprise. And the reason I have a special co-host is because Sheila has been working at her new job this week, and honestly, I could hear in her voice how exhausted she was. And she would have recorded if I hadn't said anything to her, but I told her I thought she should take the week off, and she was relieved to do it. So hopefully you'll see her next week, but it's possible that I might have to go solo until she finishes her internship unless she can figure a way to work out her schedule, because she is working the 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. shift, and 2 nights a week she works that night from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and it's killing her. So we'll see what happens with that. It won't always be like this, but bear with us. So up front, if this is your first time watching, thanks for tuning in. Normally I have a live co-host and not an action figure. And if this is a return view, thanks for coming back. Just to keep everybody up to date on the knit-alongs, the Knit Pearl Girl knit-along ends on February 1st, which is next Friday. I'm going to draw 2 prizes for that from the people that have put finished projects in that thread at the end of the show. And we will be starting a washcloth knit-along from February 1st through the end of March. I'll open a thread for that next Friday. And you can use that as an opportunity to get all of your holiday gifts or your hostess gifts or whatever, if you just need washcloths for your house. Use that as a way to get your washcloth mojo going. Every finished project, every finished washcloth that you post in the thread is eligible for a prize. Excuse me, and we'll draw that at the end of March. And there are 1,140 members of the Ralph group this week, so that's exciting. So, I'm all by myself. I guess I'll just get started. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is Little Baddie, still in the middle of a row. I don't know why I show this to you every week, because it's always the same, but I do have progress. You can sort of see what it looks like. Little Baddie is my own design in Blue Moon Fiber Art Socks that rock, lightweight in the Rookie colorway. And I'm knitting it on a US 6 4mm needle. And if I can find it, I finally decided on, and swatched, and got it to work out the edging that I'm going to do. So you can see what that looks like. So all I have to do now that I've swatched that and charted that is finish the shawl. So hopefully, if I can get all my other stuff done, you should be seeing that coming to a Ravelry store to you soon. So that's good. I'm trying to be more organized. It's mostly working out. Right, so the next thing I have on the needles is my Aquaphobia socks, and they're in my Jessalu bag. And if you've entered the thread to win, you will be excited because I'm drawing for that at the end of the show. Not this particular bag, but a $25 credit towards something in her shop. So these are my Aquaphobia socks. I did a little bit more on them. They're just past the heel turn. And but I didn't get a lot done on them this week. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But these are on US 2 knitting needles. Now I have US 1 written here, but that's wrong. These are US 2 knitting needles. I've made them a little bigger because there's so many slip stitches on them. And this is in the Into the Whirled Pakoku sock in the Muse pooling colorway. And I love the way that it's pooling. I think it's gorgeous. Those are going to be awesome when they're finished. So I'm going to put them back in their little bag. So yes, drawing for a Jessalu bag at the end, which is and an announcement about some stuff that she's going to be offering in the future, which will be super exciting. So those socks, again, a little love, not a lot of love. And the reason why nothing got a lot of love is because the Shipwreck Shawl got so much love, it was ridiculous. So, let's see if I can... It's going to be awkward to show this because it's round. I have found that I don't enjoy knitting lace in the round. It's better now that it's all on one, like I don't have to magic loop anymore, but it's hard to see what you're doing at any point in the shawl. I'll try to get you. So as you can see, I've finished the center medallion and I've started the beading. You can kind of, it's not very easy to see, but you can kind of see the beads on here. It's really not easy to see. There you go, you can see some of those beads. So there was a lot of discussion on the thread about random beading, and I know that people have used random number generators or like decks of cards, or one lady I thought was really creative and used the digits of pi, because this is a circular shawl is based on the formula of pi, which is kind of cool in a geeky way. I totally would have done that. Except for one thing, I didn't want to have to constantly be referring to something, because this section of the lace is yarn over, knit two together. And you just slip a bead whenever you feel like it. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to make sure that they're not in a pattern. They're just kind of placed wherever I feel like putting one. And I've used about a third of a container like this already. And that's the other thing I wanted to tell you about. So, well, let me finish talking about this first. So here you go. I only have either 2 or 3 more rows of this until the next section where I go up a needle size. Right now I'm knitting on a size 8. The next one will go up to a size 9, and I'll do, another this much. And then it goes up to a 10 and then a 10.5. So it'll be pretty big by the time I get on those giant needles. And that's really how it increases the size. Rather than adding rows, you just make the stitches a lot bigger. So this is the Shipwreck Shawl by Knitting Harpy, and it's a free pattern from Knitty. One of the things that I want to tell you about it is a lot of people were unhappy with the way that the Madeira leaves didn't line up in the original pattern. If you go into the pattern notes section and look for helpful notes, you can find a lot of people have corrected that, and I did that on this. I went ahead and corrected it so the leaves match up and they don't look off center. So that was really helpful to me. And another great tip that I got is at the beginning of the row, when you start this, it's better to do the increase row. I think it's knit 2 together, yarn over, and then you do the yarn over, knit 2 together for the for this. It avoids there being a big gap at the beginning, apparently. So I'm not exactly sure if that's clear, but it is something that I learned from the project notes, which were really helpful. And I put everything into my Goodreader. I'll show you what I did. This is why I really like having Goodreads. There we go. So as you can see, I've changed the pattern with red notation to show where I'm doing things differently. You can see up here in the written instructions, I've crossed out the rows that I've changed, and I've made notes everywhere that there was an issue that I wanted to change. So as I'm going along, I went ahead and did that at the beginning. I researched the notes to see what other people were doing, and I went ahead and looked at everything and added it in, up front, so that as I'm going along, I don't have to constantly be looking back on Ravelry and trying to remember what it is. And with Goodreads, you're able to save the original pattern without anything written on it, and then an annotated copy, so that I'll have the annotated copy if I ever knit this again, which is unlikely. But I'll also have a clean copy if I ever need a clean copy for some reason. So I really like that feature about Goodreads. If you're thinking about getting an iPad application, Goodreads is the online book sharing thing. It's very confusing. So if you were thinking about getting an app for your iPad, and I think they have it for iPhone too, that's a really good one to have. It works great for pattern stuff. I have only about this many beads left strung. I started out by stringing about, I don't know, 2 feet of beads. I read from the helpful notes on Ravelry, I read that it wasn't really a great idea, and it's also really time consuming to string all of your beads up front, because it is a lot of work to run them down the yarn as you knit. And so I put a more manageable amount on mine so it was easier to move them along. The longer chain of beads you have, the more difficult it is to move it. I know this from experience because I knit a beaded purse once, which is why I was really hesitant to do this kind of beading where you string it. But Melissa from His and Hers podcast told me that about the Bead Spinner, which is this cool little tool. I got this one. It's a Darice Bead Spinner, D-A-R-I-C-E, and I got it from Joann Fabric. And as you can see, it has a control switch. So I can spin either to the right or to the left, depending on how I want to scoop the beads up with my beading wire. And basically what it does is spin the beads around, and if you stick your beading wire in at the right angle, a bunch of beads will just shoot onto it, and then you can string them. It took me a little while to figure out the best angle to put it in. If you put it in too steep of an angle, the beading wire just bends and goes around. And if you put it at too shallow an angle, nothing gets on the beading wire. So it took a little while to figure out that angle. I know there are a couple of YouTube videos showing you how to operate one if you've never used one before. But I found that practice just really helped. I think the next time I bead, which is going to be really soon, it'll go a lot faster. One thing that I like about it is it comes with 3 of these little bead dishes with a lid so they can't fall out. You can see I have my beads in there. And you just pop the lid off before you turn the bead spinner on. So that's been really handy. I didn't know they had a non-battery operated one. And I have to just tell you, I don't think I could ever have figured out how to use this if it had not been battery op. I can't imagine manually spinning this and trying to pick up the beads. I just would have been too hard for me. So I'm excited to use it again, see if I gained a little skill. And I'm actually really enjoying knitting this. I have been watching old BBC Miss Marple mysteries and Hercule Poirot mysteries while doing this yarn over knit one. It's very mindless. It's very easy to do. I just every once in a while throw a bead on there because I don't really care. I just want them to look like they're scattered, like if you threw the beads onto it with your hand and they scattered out. That's what I want it to look like. So I'm not really worrying too much about bead placement. I think it'll be really pretty when they're done. I wish you could see better. You can kind of catch the glisten of them. I wish you could see better how they look. They're really pretty. It does look like droplets of water. The cat's trying to get up here. Just stay down there. If I'm talking and I'm alone, they think I'm talking to them. So that's coming along great. I'm hoping to get another beaded section done on that this week. So it's in my Knitting's in My bag. Oh, and I think there might still be some bags up, Valentine's themed bag on Knitting's My Bag's new big cartel shop. There were a few left yesterday. So if you're still interested, you might want to check it out. There's a possibility you could still get something. I know that she did her big bag and more kit yesterday. There were a couple of those left yesterday too, but those might be gone by now. So anyway, that's it for the Shipwreck Shawl. For those of you who are interested in that kind of thing, those were 80 Miyuki glass seed beads in lime-lined crystal, and I special ordered them from the local bead store. I didn't know we had a local bead store, but when I was doing the research to buy them, I found out that there is literally a bead store like 6 blocks from me, and the lady was very nice. She ordered what I wanted from her person and called me when it came in, so that was great. So the next thing that I'm doing, everybody on Instagram is showing photos of this cute doll called Voodoo You Love Me by Susan Claudino, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's from the pattern page on Ravelry. It's really cute, and I really wanted to make one. So I was going to buy the pattern, but then I thought, I have 8 million toy patterns, and I have knit 8 million toys, and I'm pretty sure that I can figure out how to knit it myself. So I am reverse engineering it. Mine is sadly not quite as cute as the one on that Susan Cladino did. He only has one eye in right now because he's going to have an X for his other eye. And I put a little heart on him. And there's one of his legs. So he kind of looks cockeyed there. You have to imagine that there's an X like right here, and then he doesn't look so crazy. And I am knitting him out of some leftover hand spun that is from, well, it's a couple different kinds. The main color that I'm using, hopefully I'll have enough for the whole guy, is Spinner's Hill in this orange and pink blend that I called the Zoe colorway from Sesame Street. And that's how it looks. You can see he's got some striping. And it's just because I thought that the pattern was so cute. And I have a friend who sometimes watches the show. I have two friends, actually, that I want to make this for. One of them watches the show regularly. The other one watches the show occasionally. So I'm not going to say who it's for. But I wanted to make her something and surprise her. And this is going to be it. And I knit this all yesterday, just basically coming up with it off the top of my head. So I'm sure that Susan Cladino's pattern, which is available for $5, and again, looks much cuter than my little handmade version, is probably a lot easier than the way that I'm doing it, and you can probably make them even faster. So I'm going to make one of them in this, and then I have some Into the Whirled that I want to make the other one out of. So you might be seeing those for a little while. So don't judge my ugly version, but I'm sure that my friends will enjoy them. That's going to be their little Valentine's Day surprise. And no, Sheila is not one of those friends. I'm giving her something else for Valentine's Day, just in case anybody was wondering. These people will never know who it is, especially the one who doesn't watch the show very often. So that's it for On the Needles right now. Rate my date. I didn't finish anything this week. I was hoping to have the finished zombie, but I had a tech edit that I was working on yesterday. And I have to tell you, every single thing that could have gone wrong with my computer and my printer went wrong yesterday. It was unbelievable. It was one thing after another. The good news is I now know how to fix like 8 different things that can go wrong with Microsoft Word. So I'm happy about that. It was a good learning situation, but man, so I didn't have much time for knitting last night, or I probably would have finished that guy because he's easy. And if you have written instructions from Susan Cladino, I bet he's even easier. So nothing on Rate Your Date. Whirlwind Romance, I didn't bring it to show, but I'm still working on the Flower Shop Inferno sweater yarn, and I have 4 skeins finished, and I started the 5th one on the wheel. So, and I showed you, I think last week, I ordered another 2 bumps from Rachel of Diabolical Yarns, so I'm going to have plenty of that. Hopefully, by the end of this next month, I will be starting that sweater. I got to really kick myself in the butt and get spinning on that. Future dates. As I mentioned last week, one of the patterns that I recently I can't even talk today. I need Sheila here to keep me from being crazy. One of the patterns that I recently tech edited is the Lacuna Shawl by Angelia Megar. I think that's how I'm supposed to really pronounce her name. You can tell me if I got it wrong again. So I'm trying to put it, there we go. So you can see the beautiful edging on that. It's just gorgeous. And so I did the tech edit for this, and it's now published, a published pattern. And she kindly gifted me the final draft of the pattern, like the actual version, instead of the final draft copy that I had given her. So I am going to cast this on, and I'm going to use my Spinning Fates yarn in the Hyacinth Bucket colorway that I received for Christmas from Lois from Knitting's My Bag. It's pink and hyacinth blue, and it's really pretty, and I think it will look really pretty in this simple shawl, and it will be a nice little thing. This one is all sparkly. And also at the end of the show, we're going to announce a contest where you can win this beautiful sample shawl or a copy of the pattern. And we're going to announce a coupon code if you're interested in knitting this. And the coupon code, she said it was good through March 9th. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not. So Angelia, can you get in touch with me? I'll email you. It might only be good until February 9th, but for some period of time beyond the 1 week contest, you will be able to get $1 off the Lacuna pattern. So I'm going to cast that on probably today. Again, after I finished the Voodoo doll last night, I meant to cast this on, but because my computer and printer were in some kind of a conspiracy against me, I did not do any of that. So I'm excited to do that. This is a pretty pattern. So there's that. The other thing is In the Pink by Izzy Knits. Once I get Shipwreck done, I am going to cast that on as my next lace weight project. And I'm going to do that in Zoberball in the denim colorway, which is coming out of my deep stash. So that'll be good. So let's see. Crushes and heartbreaks. Well, one of my heartbreaks was that all of my office equipment hates me. I think I've beat them into submission now. My big heartbreak this week is Jillian Michaels' 30-day shred. As a part of my more organized life, and also as a part of the fact that I no longer have a bum leg and can't do anything, I am back on my weight loss goal to lose the stuff that I gained when I was laid up for 8 months, and to reach my ultimate goal weight. So I have been tracking my food every day and staying within, I think my level, I can eat up to 1550 calories a day, easily staying within that, no problem, eating very healthy, doing everything I'm supposed to, and I try to work out between 5 and 7 days a week. And what I've been using for my workout is Jillian Michaels' 30-day shred. I've used that before. It's like a 20-minute workout with 2 5-minute warm-up, a 5-minute warm-up and a 5-minute cool down. And it's really good because it gives you cardio, strength, and abs all in one thing, and it burns a lot of calories. And I had great success with it 2 years ago before I busted my leg. So I have been doing level 1. I did it in December. I did it, as often as I could in preparation for the beginning of the year. And I've been doing level 1 since January 1st. And I'm getting pretty good at level 1. I can pretty much do all of the level 1 at the advanced. There's like 2 stick figure ladies. I mean, they're real people, but they're like as thin as stick figures. And they show you how to do it. And there's like the one that does the easy version, and then there's the one that does the hard version. I can do the hard version just like that lady. So I knew that it was time to move on to level 2. So I was like, all right. And I did level 2 the first day, and I'm not even going to lie about this. It made me sob in the middle. I was sobbing, I can't do this. I can't do this. There is a lot of stuff in the plank position, which is like a push-up position, only your hands are like this on the floor underneath you. And I have really weak upper arms. I'm sure they're going to be stronger after I get through this, but yeah. I'm also considerably heavier than the stick figure people that are doing the actual exercises. So I give myself a little break for that. I mean, they're probably only holding up like 100 pounds. I'm holding up considerably more than that when I do these moves. So I did the first day. It was bad. I did day 2 yesterday. It was a little bit better because I kind of knew what to expect, and I knew when to stop and give myself a break so that I didn't like bust up my my whole body or whatever. But man, I weighed myself just out of curiosity because I was sweating bullets during that. And just out of curiosity, I weighed myself to see what was going on. I lost a pound from doing one workout. Now, I know that most of that was water weight, but I think some of that was my soul being sucked out of my body. It was so hard. But that's good. I know that if it's hard, it's doing something for me. And as long as I'm careful to follow the modifications until I'm stronger and I don't like hurt myself, it's probably going to be really good. So yeah, I'm doing that. Heart crushes. I can't think of any crushes I had this week. My whole week was basically just just wrestling with my office machines and doing that horrible workout. But I'm going to keep doing it. So, one good thing that happened this week is my baubles and bling. The first thing is I got another bump of the December colorway in the wood from Into the Whirled on Mash'em, and this was sent to me by Melissa from His and Hers podcast, and this is my payment for tech editing one of her patterns. Because yes, I'm just starting out. I have a very low fee if you want me to tech edit your pattern, or I will do something in trade. So I feel like I totally won on this one. Hopefully she's going to put out her tech edited pattern soon. I don't know what her schedule is on that, so I don't want to give you too much information about it and then have you be disappointed. But yeah, I love that, and I have 2 bumps already. So now I have 3 bumps and I can make something really fabulous in a DK weight. And the next thing is I got my January club from Into the Whirled, my regular double dose. I got 2 bumps of this. It is called Starry Nacht, which I'm pretty sure means Starry Night, and I think it is inspired by Van Gogh. And it is gorgeous. I love it. I love these colors. These are so my colors. As soon as I got this in the mail, I wanted to spin it like immediately. But I am committed to getting my sweater stuff done before I put anything else on it. And this is on English Shetland, which normally I don't like so much, but this is very soft. So I'm excited. So that'll be fun. That's it for my baubles and bling. I'm trying to stay on a budget because we are saving up to do a bunch of things for our house. Because we hope to put our house in the market this spring and buy another one in the same town. So we meant to do that last year, but it wasn't really going to be possible because I was laid up for 2 months after my knee surgery. So hopefully this year we're going to have better luck. So last but not least, gossip and innuendo. The first thing we're going to do is draw for the Jessalu bag. There are 155 posts, so I'm going to randomly generate a number. I got a random number generator for my phone since Sheila usually takes care of that before we do the recording. So I'm going to put in 154 because the first post of, no, I'm going to put in 155. The first post is mine. If it comes up to be me, I won't do that. So I'm putting in 155, and I am generating a random number, and it is number 3. That's unbelievable. So whoever was really quick in posting this, you're going to be lucky. Let's see what happened here. Number 3 is Roxanne. And Roxanne said she would have her beautiful sock yarn in this bag. She has recently discovered the loveliness of cashmere, and she would love to have a fabric inspired by paintings by Gauguin. Cool. So Roxanne, PM me, and I will hook you up with Jessalu to win your bag. And that was an awesome contest. I really loved all the posts that people did and the cool ideas that people had for their dream fabric. And I am really excited to tell you something. Before I ran this contest, I had been talking with Jessalu, and I knew that she was coming up with 2 new patterns to feature in her shop. And that's what gave me the idea to ask you that question, because I thought you might come up with some other ideas that she could be inspired by. And amazingly, several people asked for these 2 fabrics during the thread. So I think those of you who didn't win are going to be excited to know that you will have an opportunity to order your dream fabric from her. In about 2 weeks, she's going to put up Downton Abbey print which is the little characters from Downton Abbey. It's super cute. And she's going to put up a print from Big Bang Theory. Is it Big Bang Theory? Now I'm questioning myself. I think it's Big Bang Theory. And I think that those are going to be really cool. I'm looking to see. It's in my messages. Boy, it really stinks when there's just me, because when I have to, yeah, Big Bang Theory. I thought so. I can't remember exactly what the Big Bang Theory one looks like. I was told and I forgot because my memory stinks, which is why I have to write everything down and refer to it, and which is why having Sheila is really good, because she either remembers for me or talks to you while I look things up. So yeah, check out Jessalu's Big Cartel shop in about 2 weeks, and she will be offering those new patterns that she worked with a fabric designer to create. So those are totally going to be awesome. I don't think you can get Downton Abbey fabric anywhere. So don't miss out on that one. The next thing that we're going to do is the Lacuna shawl giveaway. Here is the prize shawl. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. This will go to one of the winners of a thread that I'm going to post in the group after we upload this show. I want you to tell me if you were going to knit the Lacuna shawl, what yarn and colorway you would use that you think would be really gorgeous. I will draw 3 winners next Friday. One of them will actually win the sample shawl. It is the actual shawl featured in the Lacuna pattern. And 2 others will win a copy of the pattern. And I'm also going to put up in the thread the coupon code for $1 off the pattern. If you don't want to wait, if you want to start knitting this right away like I do. It's so pretty. I've never seen that edging before, and it's just really interesting. So if you don't want to wait, you can use the code KNIT1, KNIT1, for $1 off her pattern. And she said in her email up till March 9th, but it might be up until February 9th. So let's assume it's until February 9th, and I'm going to double check with her, and I'll put the expiration date of the code in the thread when I know it for sure. So yeah, and her name again is Angelia McGar. And yeah, I think it looks like an awesome shawl to knit. One of the things that I like about it is it's a long crescent, so you can really drape it around your neck. I'm going to drape it around my neck. And it won't fall off. And I just love it. I think it's really pretty. And it looks like an interesting project, but not too, that's really pretty, but not too crazy. Something that would be relaxing to knit. So, yeah, join in that contest and you could be the winner of this lovely, it's just a beautiful color, and it's got that silver sparkle in it. I don't know if you can see it. There you go, like stellini or silver. Gorgeous. This is Dreams in Fiber Glint Sock, actually, I can tell you that. I don't know what colorway it is because I don't have the pattern in front of me, but gorgeous. So, there's that. I'm just going to remind everyone. The Spa Knit and Spin Retreat is in Freeport, Maine, February 1 through 3, and it's sponsored by the New England Textile Arts Network. I will be there on Saturday, February 2nd, to go to the marketplace. So sometime next week I'll put up a meetup thread there for people who are going to go, and I'll tell you what time we're going to meet up. I'm driving up with friends, so I'm going to do I'll make a time and we'll meet up. But if you just see me and you don't go to the meetup, come up and say hi, because I will give you a button. And I will give a button to, whose mom wants a button? Somebody just texted me that their mom wants a button. Let me look. Yes. Jessalu, your mom can have a button. I love your mom. So when you watch this, tell your mom, yes, she can have a button. I will save one for her. And then, so that's happening on the 2nd. And then the North Shore Yarn Crawl 2013 is happening on March 14th through 17th. And what it is various stores on the North Shore of Massachusetts open their doors for the length of the tour, which is like 4 days. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And they have sales and drawings and giveaways, and you can go to each of them and you check them off on your list and you sign up for things. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to like find out more about the local yarn stores on the North Shore if you're from the area. Sheila and I aren't going to do it this year, but we've done it several years and it's pretty much played out. We go to a lot of those stores regularly now, so there's really no incentive to go for the yarn crawl. But it's a lot of fun, especially if you get like a gang of people to drive in one car and you can go to all the stores and somebody always wins something from your group. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And you can, I'll link it in the show notes. I've been linking it for the last couple of weeks, but you can check out the website and it'll tell you the itinerary. More details will come as the time gets closer. So, yeah, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun, especially if you get a bunch of girls together and do a girls' day. And it's, I don't know, it's a good way to spend a weekend shopping at a bunch of yarn stores. So that's it for today. Thanks to Jean-Luc for helping me out. I just want to show you, first of all, he never would have been able to come out if Sheila was here because I took him out of the box. He's not new in box anymore. I got to just show you about him a little bit. First of all, he's using his tricorder pad. I kind of thought it was like a iPad, so I thought he should hold that for the show. Maybe if he is with me next week, he'll be knitting something. And look, he's fully posable. It's kind of awesome. And he has a little stand, but he was sitting on my bead spinner box so that he could be, you know, as tall enough for you to see him. So, from Jean-Luc and I, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next week. Don't forget to go to the new thread in the group to try out for the Lacuna shawl giveaway. And next week, just a heads up, not only will I be drawing for Lacuna, but I will be drawing 2 prizes for the Knit Pearl Girl Knit Along. So tune in for that too. Everybody have a great weekend. Hopefully the next time you see me, it'll be Sheila instead of the bald one. And knit with heart. Bye.